Welcome, fight fans,
to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard Ortiz.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys
Kick-Ass Podcast.
Fresno, California, we're live, Mad Production Studios, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. Cole, what's the fighter's voice? The only voice that matters, Cole, because we're simply knocking out the competition.
Right? I thought, is there even competition anymore? I've been curious about that.
Oh, you went there, huh?
I'm just curious.
Hey, man, there's always competition. There's always room to get better.
Always room to get better, but I think we're lacking on the competition part.
You know, we'll bring that up right now, man. We'll bring that up. Ladies and gentlemen, the UFC veteran himself, the Apache Kid, Mr. Cole Escovedo in the house. What's happening, Cole?
Not much, man. It's been a little busy week. Been sitting out in the sun working with them kids, man. It's patience testing.
Hey, you do what you love. You never work a day in your life.
I'm not sure if I love it yet.
Okay. You need to be passionate about it.
No, it's an expulsion school, so a lot of them are knuckleheads. There's a lot of kids that require a lot of patience and just working.
Well, maybe you need to bring a guest with you. Why don't you bring the guest that we have on the show? MMA's super heavyweight, Bellator, UFC veteran, the one, the only, born and raised in San Jose, California, but living in Madera, California, and now chilling in Clovis, California, the one, the only, Mr. Big Lavar Johnson. I heard this a long time ago, too, a.k.a. the Black Superman.
Yeah, that's an old
That's
school.
old school right there.
That's like
huh?
a Meat Locker Days name.
Welcome to the show, Lavar.
What's happening?
Hey, man. Hey, I can tell you what's happening. The Dallas Cowboys are having it. How you feel about that? Let's just go right off the bat. How you feel about that? Because when I walked in the studio, you just gave me that look, man, like I stole your lunch or something.
Yeah, I'm not feeling the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elias deal, none of that.
You know, I don't really follow football, but I heard he was getting a buttload of money, and everybody's just like,
that's
like way too much. Is what they were saying is that given his recent actions and for performances, really is what they were noting, that $90 million for his recent performances. And I don't follow football. See, I almost call it baseball. Damn. I don't follow football, so I'm not sure if that's an accurate statement. Do you think he's being overrated right now? Do you think he's being paid too much?
What's your take on that? I mean, honestly,
I think he's worth every penny. You know, without him, you know, they can't do it.
So you think that he's like a support beam or like a steadfast player on that team that's kind of making the plays kind of thing?
He's the backbone of the team.
That's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure, man.
At least the backbone of the offense, because the defense is solid too.
Okay.
On paper, man.
On paper?
Well, I mean, everything's on paper is looking good. Like the Raiders on paper, they look good. They got a good draft, but at the end of the day, you got to take some snaps. And this is coming from a big man. He chased the quarterback from Madera High.
Yeah,
we did more than that. You played for the Boomers, didn't you?
Bombers.
The Bombers.
Storm,
That's what it is. I'm sorry.
Freedom. Yeah, I played a whole bunch of semi-pro teams.
Yeah, with Hudson, right?
Yeah.
Tim, Big Tim. Dude, you've got big arms.
But he started off Madera Blue all day.
Yeah?
Coyotes.
Oh, Coyotes, huh?
There was no Stallions around.
Oh, it's different now?
Well, they were kind of locked in, eating hay and stuff. Stallions around there. There was nothing but Coyotes in Madera.
Yeah, it was the North and South was one team. I mean, one school. So they divided the schools and
split up, made new names.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So what's new, man? What's been going on?
Not too much, getting adjusted back to civilization.
Yeah.
And, trying to get back in this fight game.
Has it been
see what I can do.
Trying to transition back into that? Has it been as smooth as you'd like or a little rough?
No. I thought I'd come out and, because of the shows I put on, that everything will be, slam dunk. I'll be right back where I started, knock some people out, get some money in my pockets. And
get that train rolling again.
Yeah.
That's okay. You hit a couple speed bumps. That's all, and that's part of the thing too. You're used to it, dude. You can have a fight, and then the week before the fight happens, fight falls out. Guy says, "Oh, I got hurt," or "I didn't realize he was that big." I mean, lots of things happen.
Yeah,
nobody wants to get punched in the face by Black Superman, dude. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
You got to pay a lot of money. Sometimes they look and they go, "Oh, that's not as many zeros as I thought it would be." Never mind. I like my face the way it is.
They don't want to mess with this guy.
So I've seen you've been over at Halo. How you liking it over there?
It's cool. They got a lot. I mean, I've been around here for a while, so a majority of the guys I've trained with before, and I know everybody. So
that's cool. Who brought you in, Angel or?
Actually, George Zuniga.
Okay, cool.
He was my personal trainer, my teammate. Strength and conditioning coach, and he was going over there for jiu-jitsu. So, if I'm going to do this MMA thing, I got to get back, start from ground,
Yeah, I saw the white belt getting the gi. That's
I've always had a white belt. You know,
There you go, right
that's
there.
true.
Boom.
I've wore a gi maybe 2 times in my life.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even back in the meat locker days,
yeah.
man, I don't remember you ever wearing a gi.
Yeah, once
ever.
one of those times was for Halloween.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
So
So how did it feel wearing the gi?
I mean, it's hot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of coverage in this summer heat, man. Help you lose
Yeah.
weight though. Makes cutting weight a lot
Yeah.
easier. That's for damn sure.
If you have to cut weight.
Well, I mean, you're 270, right? I mean, you're.
I was 282 the other day.
Oh, okay. But you put on some good weight though.
I hope so.
And you got to be what under? Well, for heavyweight, you're gonna go heavy.
265.
265. So you just got to lose a little bit, cut a little bit to make the regular
Yeah,
heavyweight.
I think once I start, get on top of this cardio, everything will just fall off.
Yeah, and that's.
But I
generally
still
how it
think,
goes.
I put on a lot of muscle mass, so I'll still probably be about 265.
Probably have to sweat it out a lot. Probably have to cut a lot of water weight just to get that little squeeze out of you. Just because.
Ah, man,
that's
he'll
gonna
be
suck.
fine. You know what I was thinking about on the way over here? Did you ever thought about professional boxing?
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I know
A
some
little bit of
people.
everything, I mean, bare knuckle boxing, professional boxing, kickboxing.
Whatever comes with a paycheck, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Combat sports.
now it's just trying to get that opportunity. It's just a matter of who's going to land you. I see you competing again. I really do, and at a high level. It's just waiting for that opportunity. And as you're waiting, you're doing the right things. You're working out, you're training, and you're working on some things that you need to work on. I mean, you told me, you said, Richard, I'm going to be the first one with a white belt that's going to win it all. You said something to that effect. And that's a
Tap
good...
out black belts with a white belt.
Yeah,
Oh
there
my
you go.
God, that would be
That's what he
so
said.
choice. Somebody
That's
that's
what he
used to
said,
just
man.
knocking fools out and pulls off like a
No, because
guillotine.
if you look at that picture, he's embracing that white belt. He's letting you know, okay, I'm holding it, but
Oh,
I know
yeah.
I know where I stand and I know what I can do.
He knows where the starting point is,
Yeah.
and he knows where he needs to go. It's like having a veteran start over. It's different sometimes because they already know like 95% of everything. They've already been there. They've done that, and then it's just a matter of just getting back in now and just kind of sharpening the stone, making sure all the last parts are chiseled off and stuff. Because the game, the game's always evolving. I mean, I've been gone like 7+ years. If I came back tomorrow, I just going to jiu-jitsu over at the PMA stuff. I go over there and I'm just getting handled by dudes that I've known forever.
Well, see, his fire's ready to go. I mean, he reminds me of just like a freaking huge Rottweiler that's just pacing and he's ready to eat. He's not ready to watch it from the stands. He's not ready to watch the race. He wants to be in the car and race.
Yeah, it does get a little frustrating getting stuck on the sidelines when you're in a position to where you're not hurt, you're not injured, you're ready to go, you're just waiting. It's
Yeah.
hard to be shelved like that. It can be real frustrating.
Well, you know
And
what?
broke.
What's that?
And broke.
Yeah, bro,
No, but he's keeping it
broke
real.
doesn't help
but
either.
I think this show is going to help him, man. Watch, he's going to get some phone calls soon.
You
you mark my
we
word.
have had a
Yes,
consistency
yes.
of that. People that come on our show, the next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, I got this fight," or "I got
Actually,
this fight."
Carol got called for it. She's working Bellator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Carol, the cut woman, working Bellator. She got
Have
the
you?
call.
That's another question. Have you talked to Coker and those guys at all?
Nope. No, I haven't. I'm not with Zinc and Management anymore, so usually,
They were in charge of.
Yeah, they would just have it right off the bat.
Well, look at the bright side. It's affording you the opportunity now to where you can learn the other side of it now. You'll get to be a little more hands-on with how your contracts go, what the pay is, how they distribute
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Learn
I'm
the
looking forward
details.
to being on the other side of the cage.
We'll have to. I know there's other guys. Like we'll have to see about. I know Ed Soares and the matchmaker over at LFA. Maybe we can hit them up and try to talk about see what spots they might got in the heavyweight for them because everybody's always looking for heavyweights. No matter what group you are, the heavyweight division has got to be one of the more.
It's the most popular
sparse-
division, man.
Yeah, but it's just so rosters are so sparse of talent. Guys that are willing to go out there and bang. It's like most of them just want to not lose a fight because it's so risky to just fall back down.
Or not go to sleep during the fight.
Yeah, that's true too. You don't no one wants to take a nap.
No. What I'm saying is they hear the name and they know how hungry he is. They're kind of like, well, who's the guy?
Yeah, that's a dangerous thing too. I mean, well, you've got research. You can go like that, and they're gonna look at the UFC records and be like, okay, well,
Let's take them down.
yeah, let's shoot in. Let's work on our wrestling.
Okay, wait, I want to ask you about this. Oh, what's the name? The comedian guy who works with Joe Rogan. And he went out and said, I can't wait to fight Lavar Johnson, stand toe-to-toe with him, trade over and over with him. What did he do?
Sean.
Take you? Yes. And you told him, you were talking to him on the ground. What were you telling him?
I told him to stand up and let's bang. He was like, nah, I'm cool.
I like my teeth.
So
No, he was doing interview after interviews saying me and Lavar Johnson. He actually put that fight together
Yeah.
and he said, we'll give the fans, we'll give everybody their money worth and then some. He said, Dana, make the fight.
said he was going to outclass me in boxing. I mean, that's a good strategy.
Everybody says that till they get punched in the face, man.
First
Then their
30
game plan
seconds, man. He was
dude.
trying to shoot on him.
He took me down about 8 times that fight.
Yeah, I tried to squeak out the points on it.
And he did, you know.
I know that.
He had 100 strikes. I had 170 strikes, and I was on my back most of the time.
Yeah, no, I can feel that frustration. I've lost a fight before to just takedowns where they do absolutely nothing with it. They just get you down and they get their points, and they're like, I'm comfy here. I'll work a little bit so they don't stand us back up, and which is one of the things that the refs have been kind of fixing on. We'll talk about that next week. We'll try to have Frank Trigg on next week and talk to him about that.
You were talking about that. So let's make that happen.
We're going to work on that, and that we can bring him in and kind of pick his brain on, where do they see MMA now as far as like, are you going to stand them up more often? Are you more aggressive about it? Are you looking at it going, you're not working. You just look like you're working. You're not delivering any damage. Things like that, because when you get a guy like that that's been in the sport as long as he has, and he knows the same frustrations that we've all had is, dude, this is bullshit. Get off me. You're doing nothing. You just stand us back up.
Well, I mean, even Nate Diaz, he wants to stand up. He don't want all that wrestling stuff. And Lavar welcomes that. And see, let's give the fans what they want. That's not too many people are going to stand up with Lavar. Has there anybody that says, you know what, I'm going to stand up with you? And they were a man to the word. They might have taken one on the chin, or they just said, you know, I'm going to stand with you this entire fight, and proved it inside the cage?
Yeah, well, I mean, everybody's shot, but there's been a few guys that just said just go for it, but not too many. Not too many.
Survive.
But then again, this is mixed martial arts. It's not bare knuckle. It's not boxing with MMA gloves. You better know your ground game, your wrestling, your jiu-jitsu. Yeah. And you gotta. That's on me to keep it off the ground. So
yeah, that part of the game is true.
Sprawls for days.
Yeah.
But once you get those chains of knockouts, man, people want to see that over and over and over again.
It does become kind of like being an actor almost. Like, you get an actor that's been doing a role for so long, and they get typecasted. If all you're known is for putting dudes on their ass, eventually that's just like, that's how they'll look at you. That's how Cerrone got for a while.
I've been in the room when we're watching Lavar's fights, and everybody's, as soon as like he gets up and stands up, and they're just waiting for that one punch. They're just waiting for that crack. I mean, that's real talk there.
Cerrone used to be in that same category. People were just like, all he is a striker. That's all he is. And next thing you know, he's subsing dudes, and everybody's like, what the fuck? He just he triangled that guy. So you get in that habit. But now with like things like Halo and stuff, one of these days some dude's going to shoot in on him, and he's going to lose his shoulder, or he's going to lose his neck or something, or he's going to get reversed and go, well, wait a minute, hold on. Looking at his coach going, hey, you, well, hold on.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
He wasn't supposed to do that.
You can't do that.
You got to have them. You got to have them secret camps.
Well, the way how I looked at it, I could do jiu-jitsu, tap anybody out at the gym anytime, you know what I'm saying? If I want to just, submit people, I could do that at the gym. So this is my chance in the cage to really, get after it and put somebody to sleep, because there's no way you could go all out in the gym. You can't elbow nobody. You can't, you're not trying to hit your hardest. So
you do have to be a little restrained.
This is where it's at.
Where do you get good sparring at? I mean, who pushes you to the limit?
Oh, the AKA guys, no doubt, And Central Valley is kind of hard to find sparring partners, especially big guys. Everybody tends to not show up.
When it's sparring day?
Yeah.
It's not a lack of people, it's a lack of work ethic is what you run into. You got guys that, like you said, they just don't show up.
Well, okay, I disagree on that one. Well, only because, listen, when you're putting on your suit and tie and you're going to dress somebody, but when you're going to dress somebody and they're as equal or better or threatening, you kind of think about it, right? But now in this mixed martial arts, they're not in a hurry to get hit by this guy, whether it's sparring or not. They're not. They didn't wake up in the morning and say, put on their shoes, going to work, saying, yeah, afterwards I'm going to get my ass kicked. What are you going to do? Cole, what the hell are you going to do later? Have a beer? I'm going to go get my ass kicked later because I got to go spar with this freaking big monster.
Yeah, that's
well, there's some guys that are like that. Like, you remember Patrick Murphy?
Who, Burrow? Yeah, Burrow. Yeah, I remember Burrow.
Yeah, Patrick Murphy. He was one of those guys. He fight at 170, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he would love to spar me.
That dude, dude was all about it. He didn't care as long as you could survive the first minute of the fight. He was good. If you drop him and he could get up, you're fucked. That was it. You messed up because you had your chance to finish him.
You just started a fire, huh?
Yeah, it's weird with that guy. His chin wasn't the best, so in like the first minute you could catch him if you were lucky. Sometimes you drop him, but he'd
like
get back
a big
up.
honey badger.
Yeah, kind of like honey badger. But he was just always just rock solid. He was just about the team and whatever anybody needed, and he just had big ass thighs like tree trunks. and the dude could kick like a donkey. So
Yes, he could.
that's why we call him a burro, man. But he just had a chin that if you couldn't put him away, you're in for a fight at that point because it woke him up.
But you welcome that. You like to be tested in the gym.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather get my ass kicked in the gym before I go out there in the cage any day, all day. So if that's what it takes, then I'm getting my ass kicked in the gym.
How
all
often
day.
do you get up to AKA?
Just depends, it's kind of like when I go to AKA, it's more like a fight with those guys because, they've trained with each other for so long. And then when I come up, it's like, oh, fresh meat.
Yeah.
Even though
yeah.
I've been training there since like 2004.
Yeah.
So I got to stay healthy. So go
Yeah.
up there and
Pop
get
used to always
banged
tell me
up.
when you go up there, go
Be
for
ready.
yourself. Like, don't try to not do what you want to do. He's like, just go up there for yourself. Go up there to get your workout in, and they'll be happy to help you with it, I guess, is the easiest explanation on that one. But Daniel, what do you think Daniel's going to do next? Speaking of AK.
I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Rudy yet. Rudy usually gives me the insight on him, Rudy Cruz.
Rudy's definitely the inside man up there.
So he usually tells me what's going on. But, I mean, what's left for him to do? He's light heavyweight champion, a heavyweight champion. He has nothing to prove. He's got commentating jobs. He could do it all, So
A rubber match with Stipe would be the only thing left that I could see just to solidify, the fact that it wasn't just a fluke the first fight. He came ready for the next one, and
he was winning.
He
was winning. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell him. I heard it like his corner tell him, take him down, but he was kicking his ass on the stand-up.
Yeah, he was definitely at the advantage on the stand-up. That last fourth round, it's just like maybe he missed a breath or something, and it just threw his rhythm off, and next thing you know, them body shots just take you. They hurt.
He just put them together, and he just finally just let that right hand go because he was missing. They were both winging, but Danny was winning the stand-up.
Yeah.
He was fresher. I mean, and it was working for him. And sometimes you stay in that zone in anything in life, but then body shots, that's what changed the whole outcome of the fight.
That's what people don't realize how much it hurts,
Oh my
Well,
God.
and not just the body shots, he was committing to him. I mean, he's even started to pivot and
Oh
just
yeah,
dig
you
to
got to
him.
dig on those, especially with the heavyweight. You got to dig.
Well, I mean, you leave yourself open for a right hand, but he committed, and he just said, "Hell with it." He gave it his all, and he was he torqued his whole body.
Yeah, you can see that that last one that landed, it just totally took DC's concentration
Danny
away
was
from
just-
upstairs.
yeah.
He brought that one arm down.
Yeah.
Next you know, that right hand came bink, and that's really just how it can churn. You just take that one shot, and next thing you know, you're backing up, and it could be over at that point.
So, stuff that you can't talk about. I mean, have promoters reached out to you?
Yeah.
So is it just a matter of the event itself, financials, or the
I think
contract
it's
not
like-
being what it should be or what it could be?
It's a little bit of the little whole situation of me being in prison, and coming out. It's a little bit of I lost my last fight, getting old. What's going to sell tickets? I think I'm always going to be able to sell tickets, especially if they have something at the Same Art Center.
Yeah, locally you would definitely have an advantage on that.
Even in San Jose.
Yeah, maybe, but but I think where my best thing would be the bare knuckle thing. I don't have to worry about takedowns. It's
Kicks or anything.
5 2-minute rounds. I could hold my breath for 2 minutes.
Is that what it is? It's 2-minute rounds?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you could swing for the fences on 2-minute rounds. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So that's what I was really looking forward to.
That big uppercut, too.
To really digging in, sitting down, and getting on my punches, and
See, that's the heavyweights division. That's why you always see so many more knockouts. It's like, I mean, he's huge, but at the same concept, you got to remember the skull can only take so much square pounds of pressure. The little guys, that's why you see the little guys go decisions so much more often. They might hit not necessarily as big as a guy like Lavar's, but they're pound per square inch. But the amount of pressure that they can generate is not the same versus where a heavyweight's head can still only take the same square much of pressure, but they can generate so much more that it's
that
just so much
pressure, man, it's
easier to
unbelievable.
land. That's why you get them one-punch knockouts where the littler guys, not as much.
Not just the head, even your hand. Even your hand can go, man. I mean, because you got they're just completely bare knuckles. Some have the wraps, as you know, Lavar, and some are just they only have the wrap around the wrist. It's completely bare knuckle. Your fingers are free.
I think the tape has to be about 1 inch back.
Yeah, it's got to be back from the knuckle, and even then,
just to kind of protect
the BK guys, they're just going like half down. They're just like support on the wrist and like the back of the metacarpals, and that's about it, really. It's from what I've seen so far from most of the bare knuckle fightings. They're not really getting too much on the hand.
I'm gonna need mine as closest to the knuckles as possible.
There you go, man. There you go.
Dude, I'm telling you, those bones go easy,
Yeah,
man.
I've had 2 hand surgeries myself.
Yeah, that catches up to you. Michael McDonald, he had to retire
Yeah,
because
that's
of
right,
hand
exactly.
injuries.
Really?
His right hand just would not stay healed. Every time he fought, it would break. Heal up, take 6 months off, heal up, fight, break again. So
I like
there's
that kid too.
Yeah, dude, I fought him twice. That kid's
I know.
fire, man. That kid's fire. Everyone was telling me when I was going to first fight him, they're like, "You're going to fight who?" All right, good welcome, come back, fight. Good luck with that.
There
And I
you
was
go.
like, "Fuck you talking
You're
about,
an OG
dude?"
though. Yes.
Yeah, but I was good. But the second one, he fucked me up. The second one, dude. The second one, it was, dude.
I was at both of them.
Yeah, I was out on my feet, dude. I sit him. Mike's handing me my mouthpiece, and I was like, "Dude, let's go through." He's like, "No, bro, Mijo, stop. You're
That's
done."
it.
I was
That's
like,
it,
"What
man.
happened?" He's like, "No, you're done." And I was
Y'all
like,
stupid. That's it.
"Yeah." I was like, "Oh, sad face." I got knocked out, did not. Because you never know.
You don't.
It just happens, and you're like, you wake up, and your brain gets back on track, and you're like, "Okay, let's go." And it's like, bro, it's been like 5 minutes, dude.
Nah, that's already it. Party's over.
Party's over. Homie's already at the after party, bro.
Party's over, man.
Next fight started.
Press conference already started.
Yeah,
Press conference already started, man.
press conference done.
So
they're
who do I make
over.
this check out to, right?
Sometimes, man,
Yeah.
it's as long as the zeros are there, sometimes it kind of helps soften that blow.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting paid what you're worth. And that's the biggest thing in the game today is how do you get paid what you're worth? Self-branding.
Yeah. So, well,
That's
I
the
mean, that,
biggest thing, man.
know your value, you know?
Yeah, know your value. And that's by being your own manager, you're going to really find
Yeah, I got
how-
offered
how you value.
$5,000 to fight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, dude,
I was like,
the market
"You
is
fucking kidding me?"
the market's hard, man. So the market's oversaturated.
Yeah,
there's so
absolutely.
many fighters and there's so many organizations now. It's just like, okay, you don't want to take $5,000? We'll find somebody with less of a record,
Exactly.
and we'll pay them less.
Exactly, and that's what not just in fighting, Lavar, even in ring announcing or even in commentating. You have
All-
guys
all
that
aspects.
freaking go do it for free. Then go for it.
Yeah,
been
you get
there,
what-
done,
you get
been
what you
there,
pay
done
for,
that.
though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You
So-
just it's one of those things where you've been gone for a while, so unfortunately you're kind of in that position to where at one point I think you might just have to bite the bullet and go, fine, pay me the fucking $5,000, let's go. I'm gonna crush your guy, and then I want to renegotiate. I want one fight contract, then I want to renegotiate based on the results of that
I think
fight.
he's gonna get. I think he can get a fight and make an announcement.
At the
soon.
end of the day, if that's what it comes to, for $5,000, they could keep their fucking $5,000. You know, I'm happy with my career. You know, I fought at the top level. You know, I've met damn near all the fighters. I've got to travel, make some money, and enjoyed it. So I'm not going to stoop down. You know, I was making like $14,000 at the Tachi Palace in
Yeah.
2010. And now you're telling me 9 years, almost 10 years later, I'm going to take $5,000?
The
Nah.
markets have dried up, man.
Yeah, well, you know.
But that's where you're in a position to where you can go, I can wait. You know what I mean? I
I'm
can
42
just train.
years old. I ain't waiting.
Well, yeah, that's true too.
I got some other guys that are ready to go for 5,000.
That's true, and that's a precarious position to be in. You've got a lot of there's a lot of obstacles working against you in that aspect. But we just got to start making some phone calls. Is what we got to do, man. We
Well,
just gotta get
that's
Croker on
been
phone.
the whole thing. I mean, the questions that I get, Cole, is, hey, have you talked to Lavar? Hey, when's he gonna fight? Who's he gonna fight? And I'll hear some weird off the wall stuff, man. And I don't even want to put them in check or correct them. I'll let them think what they want because if I start to do that, then you give out more information and hey, what? Come on, tell us. Is he gonna fight? When's the next? Oh, I heard he's gonna fight this guy. So they leave saying, oh, I heard he's gonna fight this guy. And I want to go tell him something. I go, nah, just leave it alone because they want that reaction. But
tell 'em they're wrong.
your name has been brought up, man. People still want to see you perform. People still will fill the seats to see you.
Yeah, you know, no, and like here in Fresno and Madera, this whole Central Valley, you know, I got a lot of love and support. You know, a lot of, you know, damn near everybody personally knows me. So about my whole situation, they know I'm not a total piece of shit. You know, shit happens. Relationships, you know, anytime there's a man or a woman, you know, no matter what profession you're in,
Yeah.
you know, anything could go wrong. So
Yeah,
they
you
understand
see that in all aspects. Football, basketball, it's life, man.
Hey, man, no one's exempt from living life.
That's true.
We wake up in the morning and we live a life, and no one's exempt from stuff coming our way. But you're here today, man, and we're
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
your
I'm
future.
doing great.
That's the main thing we're talking about. His future. He's doing great. He's feeling great. And you know what he
Absolutely.
told me? And I don't want to test the waters. He said, he said, Richard, my power's even more than before, greater than it used to be. And what I say, I was the last thing to go, but your power's still there. Your
yeah,
pop.
well, it is. It is. That's the
Sometimes
last thing. You know?
head choppers, that just never goes away, man. Some people are just like, they're just born with that ability to just hit you hard. That's just, well, look at guys like Mark Hunt. They're just
Mike Hunt.
born to just hit hard, you know?
The walk off.
Yeah.
Clean.
Yeah.
He just walks off, man.
Yeah, no,
He don't
Lavar's
even
got a
look
couple
back.
walk-offs in him still.
Oh yeah, Lavar does.
Got a couple left in him. But I saw you hanging out chatting it up with Tito at
Tito's
the last combate they had here. Yeah, see? Now that would make for a great Fresno card. That would sell out.
Tito told me, well, he said on the podcast too, he said if I make 205, and there's no way in hell I'm making 205.
You have to chop off an arm maybe or something, man.
I'm, like I said, I'm about 280 right now.
Yeah. You're definitely going to be stuck to that restriction of that 260 area, 265.
Yeah.
That's going to be your bread. But that's going to be your bread and butter anyway. That's always been that way.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Yeah, no way. I could never, even when I was younger, I couldn't make 205s.
Yeah. But, like, now, looking back on the sport, like you said, when you were fighting back then, when we were fighting, compared to today's market, do you see the oversaturation that we're talking about? How there's a show like
every weekend, a couple
shows,
dude. Yeah. No,
it's just like you got this UFC and Bellator on the same weekend. Why they keep butting heads?
I don't understand that. Speaking of that, Big Al Gonzalez will be in San Jose from Fresno, California, man, and he represents Fresno just as hard as you represent the Valley. I mean, he's passionate about it, and he reminds me of a young Diaz. But I'd like Lavar to talk to this kid, man. I mean, that'd be a good. What you can give him, he'd eat. He'd feed off it, man. Have you met him? Youngster, Al Gonzalez, 2-1. He fought on the Bellator card.
Fought on the Bellator card.
Yeah, I'm sure I did then.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm sorry, not the Bellator. The Combate Americas.
Yeah. I was at that. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. No, nice kid, man. Good kid. We'll be rooting for
this
him this
is
Saturday.
Be a real good opportunity for him.
And also, you're a friend of Chris Honeycutt.
Yeah, absolutely. He's fighting today, right?
Is it today?
Yeah. Somebody was hitting me up about
weird.
that.
I thought it was tomorrow.
No, it's today.
Because I was kind of going on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's one of those offside casino cards, I think, or something.
Okay,
but he's definitely fighting.
Yeah, Chris Honeycutt, we wish you well, my man.
Yeah, we
wish
do.
You well. Wish you well. I reached out to him a little bit. Y'all know he's good people, man.
Yeah, he is real good.
He's good people, down to earth, man. He's been in the studio a couple of times, and we'd had some good laughs, actually.
I know where he got the Honey Badger name.
Yeah. Got the Honey Badger.
There's not a lot of guys from the old day around still, man. There's not much.
I know. I get to hang out with Billy Evangelista. He's
Billy got big. Dude, Billy, you got big, bro.
There's Carol the Cut Woman right there.
Dude. Look, there's Billy. There's Billy's big ass in the back, dude.
Yeah.
Dude got big, though, bro.
He went from 155 to 230.
Yeah. Yeah, he ate. It looks like the guy that ate Billy.
You know what? But he really wasn't vocal. I mean, he kind of shut down for a little bit. But when he came on the podcast, he opened up, man.
Yeah, and that was, like I've always said, that was one of the, if I had to say what prevented Billy from reaching that next level was never
Billy
his
was badass.
talent. It was that he was quiet. Like, he wasn't a talker, you know what I mean?
He
Like,
he's always had things going on outside of the cage, and that made it hard for him to do and focus to where he needed to be. So,
but he was always like, it was never his talent, you know what I mean? Like, we never questioned his talent. It's just that self-branding. Like, he never really wanted to put himself out there. He never really wanted to be real vocal, and that was what promoters were always really looking for. Like, we want a talker. We need somebody that we can put on TV.
He kind of avoided that. I remember on the podcast when I asked him about you, he said, he said something like he can end the night in one punch, or he said something to that effect, like, he took care of everything in one punch, or he said something to that effect, because I brought your name up when he was on the podcast, and he opened up, man. He talked.
That's what we need to talk to. We need to talk to one of these promoters out there. Get me and Billy Badass on the card together. How about that?
There you go.
I think he got a couple more.
Combate's due back.
Well, he said he would.
In November.
Yeah, he said he would compete. Because what he did is, what did he get in those jiu-jitsu tournaments?
Yeah.
On the ground only.
Yeah.
And they did it the same day, remember, as the first combate. The very first time they came down to Fresno.
Yeah, it was the fight to win.
Yeah.
It was a submission only
Billy
event.
did well.
Yeah.
He was trying to get his weight down at the time.
He could get down. I mean, once he gets back into a training camp, it would just slide right off him. He's not just naturally a big dude. He's put weight on is what it is. But I think November, the Combate card would be a good spot. That'd be a good one. That's what it was. September, October. It's like 2 months away. That puts you at about 8-week fight camp stuff.
Yeah.
So, and he's been hanging around. Billy was at that show. He was at the. Remember when we went and did that media day for their first Fresno card?
Yeah, he was there.
He was there hanging out, getting some airtime. KP saw him. So, but like I said, the market it's saturated. But you look at a lot of promoters that try to lowball you. You know, they some of them, I mean, talking to some of the promoters and the matchmakers, I kind of got the inside on. Some of them are restricted by budget, depending on where the fight's at. When you do fights at casinos, a lot of them are restricted on budget, and they want to maximize cards because you maximize how many fighters you have on, you maximize your potential for ticket sale because you get as many fighters as possible. They're all selling tickets for you. They'll bring out of town people and stuff, but then you start really having to lowball the guys at the top.
That's the thing too, and Lavar knows, man. It all depends as well as who you put on that poster, because you can be a promoter. If you got nothing to promote, then what are you going to promote? At the end of the day, I mean, Rick Morigan couldn't promote a show with no name on there. I mean, you put
I
Lavar
don't know, man.
John.
Rick Morigan can probably promote the Invisible Man if he really wanted to. The dude's a magician. I don't know how
Yeah,
he
well,
does it.
he'd sell that to Stevie Wonder. So anyways, being that said, you put LeVar Johnson on a card, the rest is history, man. It speaks for itself. People are going to be there because they're going to be curious. People are going to be there to see if you still got it. Either way, people are going to show up.
Yeah.
That would be the main curiosity would be because you've been off for so long, and that's the main question with anybody that's been off for so long.
I'm winning all the way around on that one. That like you said, people will be for me, and some people will be against me. Some people will be going just to see me get knocked out. So
But they're buying tickets.
Yep.
That's all that matters
right.
at the end of the day. And Tito and Abbott were the best at marketing that.
Yeah.
That image was like, I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you hate me.
Yeah.
Buy a fucking ticket.
Yeah.
Come watch me lose. I don't care.
Yeah, I first met Tito in 2005, and he told me, he's like, look, they're either going to love you or they're going to hate you. So you got to choose whether you're going to be a bad guy or a good guy. Anything in
embrace
the middle,
one.
nobody's going to remember you.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Last time I met Tito, I wanted to hit him with a chair. I don't know. That was a long time ago. It was at Jasper's in Lemoore,
Really?
the bar. Remember when we couldn't drink on property? Again, because the employees aren't allowed to drink on property. So after
Yeah.
fights, we'd have to leave and go to a bar. We were all drunk, dude. Reed was there, Chuck was there, Scott Adams was still around, and he was all drunk, and he kept hitting on my
Richard?
lady. And somebody said something to him, and I was like, what? And then she came over and said something. He was like, well, fuck your boyfriend or whatever. I was like, what? Fuck that. Give me a chair. I'm not going to fight that guy. Just give me a fucking chair. I'll just hit him in the back of the head, and then I'll be done. That'll be my opportunity. I'll either get him or I won't. And Reed came up. He was like, don't do it. Just please don't do it. I'm trying to lose you and have Tito crush your skull like an egg. Because that's how that would have gone down.
Tito's a true professional, man. He knows how to market himself. He said during the interview, he said, they're paying me to get in shape. There's no way this guy can touch me. And, they're talking about that fight. And when I'm looking at it, it looks like more of it's entertainment. And, well, that's what it is. That's the era we live in now.
That's the key factor. I mean, just look at who owns the UFC now.
Yeah.
It's the initials are like WWM or WMA or
Right.
something like that. It's a talent and sport athlete management company. Like they've got guys like Mark Wahlberg, basketball players. So when you have that kind of talent, you're
you got those names involved in that, and they all got a share. They're going to market it as best they can with entertainment. But honestly, I think bare knuckle was meant for you. That it was actually put together for you. Even at this age in your 40s, that you'll do fine. You don't got to use your legs too much. You just stand in front of him. I mean, hopefully he's not going to run away from you. Either way, he's going to catch a jab, something. Bare knuckle was for you, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that's your second career. That's how you reinvent yourself. That's how you take the Super Bowl on your way out.
And that's how a lot of guys.
No,
are doing
I'm
it.
serious.
Yeah.
Put him in a tournament where he doesn't have a shot. Anytime that he's just bare knuckle with anybody, it's a wrap. It really is. I'm not saying it because I know you and because you're here. I mean,
I'll take a few lumps to give a couple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have to be willing to get hit to win a fight. You can't go into a fight going, okay, I'm gonna Mayweather the shit out of this. You're not. You're gonna get you're gonna get hit. And if you can't handle getting hit, like when Brock first came in and he would turn away from the punch.
He didn't want to get hit.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't do that. That's gonna end up badly for you because someone's gonna hurt you because they're just gonna be like, you're fucking scared. I'm gonna hurt you now, and that's it. It's over. You're broken at that point. So you gotta be. That's the biggest thing is if you can't take a punch, you're in the wrong sport. Period.
Yep.
Just period. You have to accept getting hurt and hit and getting your shit pushed in. It's bad. You can have a really bad night and be able to go again. Have that no fear.
Here's the thing. After this show, watch. He's going to get the call. He's going to get a fight. And then we got to bring his big ass back here on the Fighter's Voice and let everybody know this is when I'm fighting. This is what's happening. Buy your tickets. Let's endorse it. Start getting shirts made.
Telling you, man.
Push it all.
We're here.
Get it all
I'm
going
making
again.
phone calls. I got LFA.
Absolutely, man.
Ed Soares. I'm gonna be giving you a call. I'm gonna be giving your matchmaker a call. I got the deal I was trying to work out with Anderson Silva through him. I hit him up the other day. I was like, hey, who manages Anderson now? Is it you? And he was like, yeah, it's me. And I was like, I thought so. I got an idea for you. We were working on T-shirt ideas because I got a buddy. Like I said, he's got license rights with Fresno State.
Okay.
So he's doing the favorite of all time. That's their brand's take on sports now. And he was showing me some pictures, and he's like, I don't know how somebody didn't come up with this sooner. And I looked at it, and I was like, that's a good point. You've got like pictures of Muhammad Ali. We're going to try to work something out with Chuck here soon. And so I started hitting up guys like, Anderson and saying, hey, are you interested in something like this? Because we feel it'd be a good, just because of their legendary status, like it's an idea that's no one's done before as far as T-shirt brands go.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, shit. Put Lavar's face on there.
That's what I'm saying.
Market
Is
that, yeah.
It's more for the fan mode. It's not like you don't have to
Yeah.
just have. It's not the greatest. It's what
Well,
your
I mean,
favorite.
here's the thing. Why wait? Start making shirts now. People want a piece of them, man. If they can't see him in the cage right now, they want a piece of them. They want to know what's going on. And for you to completely stay relevant, I mean, and Fromowitz, you're a friend of mine. We text all the time. In November, let's get a heavyweight division. Bring some other heavyweights there. Let's make it happen. Put Lavar up against anybody that you got, and let's make it happen in Fresno, California. There's still time, November.
Yeah, I would say it might be 2 months. Seems like a long time,
But he
you-
thought
I
about
don't
it,
know,
too.
a good shot.
I know. I mean,
He thought about it when we were talking to him.
Oh yeah, no,
It was
I
clicking.
guarantee you, Lavar's probably on the top
I
three. on
talked
the
to a
list.
couple of the guys.
Yeah.
From Mike, the VP,
Yeah.
and the matchmaker too. So
Yeah, no,
I
that
mean-
dude's pretty smooth.
Oh,
And smart.
he's cool people, man.
Yeah, and he's smart
very
too.
smart.
He already, I guarantee you, dude, you're
Yeah.
at the top of their list of who are we going to use on the November card, because if you're available, they're
think-
going to want to
They're
use you.
thinking sales.
Yeah,
so that's
well,
smart.
and that's what
very
they look
smart.
at. They look
Absolutely.
at, and they go, look at all the following he had when he was there. He wasn't even on the fucking card, and there's people walking up going, dude, can I get your picture? How you been? Can I get your picture and shit? Like, I mean, just having that power, they might be busy looking at their stuff, but they're glancing over, looking at that, going, okay, that tells me that he's not even active right now, and people are wanting to be around him. That's common sense, man. That's ticket sales right there. That's
I would have
ticket
went
sales.
over the top. I mean, people that don't even know who he is, I would have brought his big ass inside the cage just so they can see a mammoth of a man in there. Just say, so okay, you know, he'll be fighting in Fresno, California in November. Get your ticket. I mean, just to see that
Something,
marketing.
right? We got to start having those.
And you got to mark
silver
who's your
shirts,
agent, man.
I am LeVar Johnson.
There you go. Make it happen.
LLC.
There you go. There you
Big
go.
Dog
Make it happen.
Entertainment.
But
I
you
like
know,
that. Big
there's
Dog
nothing wrong with
Entertainment.
that. I get 100% behind that. I spent all the way up until I made it to the UFC, it was just me and Pop. Like, we would just talk about the fight. It wasn't even, or they would call me directly, or they would just call Pop because they knew he was my handler,
Yeah.
just period. And we would talk about it and be like, hey, we got you a fight. Cool. Who and where? I mean, to the point to where I took a fight one time, text Pop, and Pop, he was drunk as shit. And I go, hey, here's the thing. He goes, fuck yeah, take it. And then like the next morning he goes, hey, did you take that fight? Well, yeah, I told him, yeah. And he goes, hold on, let me give him a call. It was because it was a bad fight. Like at the end of the day, it was a bad fight. He's like, that's not a good fight for you right now. We need to talk to him. But I negotiated my own contracts, negotiated my own fights. And even then when I got to the UFC, once that manager signed my 3-fight contract
Yeah.
and got me that and the set prices, he's hands off at that point. All he really handles is the sponsoring management. They would call me and say, hey, do you want to fight Barao? Do you want to fight Mizugaki? Do you want to fight Caraceres? Like, they didn't even hit him up. I would have to call him
So they
and
went
say,
direct,
hey,
they
I
went
got a
direct
fight.
with you.
Yeah, they would just call me directly
Well, you go
because-
direct to them, right? I mean, you are. There is
Yeah,
no
you
middleman.
have
It's just
to.
you, LeVar, right?
Yeah.
And it shows that you, when you manage yourself, some people will go, oh, that's bad business. But the reality of it is, it shows that you truly know your worth. As long as you're humble
Well,
about it, you know
LeVar's
what
just
But at
not,
the same
you're just
time-
not sitting back. You're making calls yourself.
Yeah, no, I do here and there, but at the same time, everybody. I think there's a reason why we have managers. There's a reason why we got coaches, and you're the fighter. The fighter's supposed to train and do this and that. The manager, that's his job. You need
Distraction
somebody
free.
who really needs to that knows the business, the game inside and out. So, I mean, it's not always best to manage yourself. You know what I'm saying? If I would have had the Zinkins behind me right now, that contract, the $75,000 contract that I signed with the other bare knuckle company, I would have been locked in and ready to go. But because of my lack of experience, I lost out on that. But
Well, I mean, you know now, and now you know how to handle yourself.
but you know,
You know what? I knew what I was going to ask you. When you were in UFC, what big names were thrown your way as possibilities that it never panned out, or, hey, LeVar, you may be fighting this guy?
I never. They just always came to me. My
Okay.
management would be like, "All right, this is who we're fighting." You know,
Yeah.
it's not like boxing where you can say, "Well, no, we're not going to fight this guy. We want somebody else. We want to." UFC, if we got this, or you don't fight.
How close were you getting a call for the heavyweight bout?
No, I was way down the line. You know, I was making a little noise in the first 2 fights, but then it just kind of came to a screeching halt.
Yeah. No, these
trust me, I've been there, man.
These
That's
were
good.
questions asked by some OGs, man, that
Yeah.
watched you. Say, I've always wanted to ask them that. So,
Yeah.
so
No,
I
no,
just
no.
said
I
would
think
ask
I
you.
think my talent level was up there with
Well, yeah,
with
you wouldn't have been there otherwise.
Yeah, but as far as me being in a title contending picture now,
Well, I look at the heavyweight division now, man, and he could still be able to compete. I mean,
Yeah,
I didn't see it freaking growing. I mean, you're one punch away. You get a title shot, you're one punch away.
Yeah, and I see it with that. I feel better. These last 4 years, I was able to rest and heal up.
Yeah.
I had a lot of injuries towards the end of my career. I mean, I fought fights where sometimes I couldn't even spar.
Yeah.
Sometimes for the physical, couldn't even do a push-up. And
You just got to kind of fake it
so
to
now,
get through it.
Yeah, I feel good. I feel.
And see, that's an advantage too. You look at your age and say 42, you're like, I don't have much years left. But the thing is, though, you've been doing it for so long, and you allowed your body years to rest and heal and recover, and now you're slowly getting back into it. Your body will respond accordingly, and you're actually going to find that you're like, man, I feel faster than I was before, or I feel more agile. It's because you've let your body heal, and now you're just asking from it again. And it's like, yeah, dude, we're good. Let's go. We can do this. We've healed. Let's go. And that's going to be, I think, more. Your age is actually going to play more of an advantage than you think it will. You know what I mean? It's just a number. It's just a number. You're staying fit. You're staying in shape. It's a combat sport. It's like I said. That's why you get guys like Brett Favre throwing the fucking football into their mid 40s, because it's like, how? It's like, well, you've been doing it his
just
whole
a whole
life.
different type of
Genetics,
yeah, just a whole.
But you get what I'm saying? Well, I mean, guys like
type of
Couture,
pedigree, man.
Guys like Couture did it into their early 40s too, because they were doing that their whole life. It was just natural from their body. Was just like, yeah,
and
let's
that
go.
too, and they just didn't know when to walk away. They just no. Brett Favre, he went beyond, and it was still in question when he was fully retired. Hey, quarterbacks would get hurt, and they'd give him a call.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to make how many million as a backup quarterback? Yeah, I'll do that. Wait, how many million as a third string? Yeah, I'm going to do that too. Like, it's money. I mean, you'll do it as long as you can in that kind of a sport. But like with this one, you have to really recognize, is those dollars worth it to go, I don't know. I don't feel as fast anymore. I don't feel as strong.
Well, Brett wasn't going to hold the pad. He wanted to play.
Well, yeah,
I got to ask you this. Hey, NFL starting this Sunday, man. Who are your picks? Give me your
the
picks
Eagles
in every
over
division.
Eagles over the Redskins.
Give me your strong teams from the AFC and the NFC, because I know you follow the sport.
Okay, well, the NFC's, of course, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
The AFC, right now, I like, Patriots are always up in there.
Yeah.
Chargers, looking pretty good. Chiefs, looking good. The Raiders need Jesus.
Just to repent, huh?
They tried to give him a new stadium, try to get that motivation going, man. Well, then when you got the Colts, they lost luck, right?
Yeah, what's your whole take on that? When do you just wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I don't want to fight through this injury again. I don't want to just...
Sometimes is the money worth it, really, to be able to have a healthy, happy life. You don't want to go through the rest of your life.
And he got quarterback crazy money.
Money ain't everything.
No, it's
you want to be able to enjoy that money.
It's not.
You have to be in a position to do it. If you can't, what are you going to hobble around the rest of your life and be like, oh, man, I would love to go on that Tahiti zip line.
Money isn't everything.
Yeah.
It is and it isn't. That's a real catch-22 in life.
It makes life a lot easier.
It makes life easier.
But, if you're worshiping the dollar bill, that's not going to save you from anything.
Because
it's not going to make all your problems go away.
No, because then it affects your judgment, and it's not worth the headache.
And it owns you. The money ends up owning you, because then the things you buy with it own you, because you have to pay them off, and then you're in that cycle of just having to
Cole, who owns the fighter's voice?
Nobody.
We do.
We own it.
The fans own it.
Nobody owns it.
The fans own it.
It's free enterprise.
All right.
Like I said, it's
Feels good, Lavar.
competition.
Yeah,
market's
that's good.
big.
Yeah.
I see you guys happy. You guys are doing a good thing, putting out good information out there and making people laugh, and it's a good thing.
Rich has really committed a lot of time and energy to building this brand up. Being able to stay humble, know where our lane was, and then just hit the gas on it. You know what I mean? A lot of people, it's like, oh, I don't know what lane I'm in. I'm going to try a couple lanes. Rich found his lane and said, let's go. And he's just kept going since. And that's why I said, like I made that comment about competition is, it's not that I don't think there's competition out there or I don't think people could do it. It's just the reality at this moment, there's not a lot. We've managed to, kind of seed ourselves in a position to where we know what we're doing. We have consistent content. We have consistent guests. I mean, it's just we're doing what others aren't. You know what I mean? Like, you'll go to Stockton. You'll go down to Garcia's gym. You'll go out of town. You'll go where the content is, and you'll go and you'll get it. And there's not a lot of guys that doing it out of their own pocket would do it for that long. They don't have the drive. They don't have the commitment. That's why you got a lot of guys that are like, they don't have sponsors. They don't have this and that, and they just fizzle out. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. You know what I mean?
Well, we got a good team here. We got a good team, Lavar.
Who are you going to have? Have you been approached by any sponsors? Has anybody wanted to
who
get
I'm
on the
going
Lavar
with
train?
my sponsor? The old school Chin Check, Dennis from Chin Check.
Shut the fuck up.
He's
They're
back.
still around?
He's back. He's getting his brand going up. So shout out to Dennis
Dude.
from Chin Check.
Old school.
I'm going to rock your stuff all day, and we're going to get these local fighters to where
That would be a
solid
good bare
guy.
knuckle
Well, check
company.
this out, man. Talk to Dennis. I don't know him. Let's talk some business. Let's promote it right here. Let's push
Absolutely.
it. Let's endorse it. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, he's one of the original guys that been down
Mm-hmm.
since the tap out days, and he's helped out a lot of local fighters here. So
Let's make it happen.
Old school.
And let him cross over into the boxing because there's
And
a
that's
lot
what I
of
say.
there's a lot of athletes out there that rock that stuff that are looking for that
Bare
stuff.
knuckles perfect for that brand.
Yeah.
That brand was just solidified on striking. That's what that whole image, that their brand was just about striking.
Yeah.
Chin check. Fuck, that's what it is. That's actually great for bare knuckle.
It's funny that you say that. I got my own back. I've been waiting on you, my man. You said you were coming to the studio. I've been waiting on you. I know you're busy. You're making shorts for Krieg 3. Oh, man, that slipped out. That's the gag order. But you made shorts for Drago on Krieg 2. You made them for Canelo. And Styles Make Fights. I've been waiting for you, too, man. You made shorts for Sean Porter, who's fighting at the end of this month against Errol Spence. And you made shorts for the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Andy Reese Jr. So any one of these big dogs, I want to work with them, man. Styles Make Fights has contacted me, and I got my own back. They've contacted me, and I love them both. But Chin Check, I'd like to check out their gear, man.
It's cool.
Make it an exclusive.
It was around, man. They got involved with as many fighters as they could back then, just because they were a local brand, and there was just so many guys in the valley. And he didn't just associate himself with everybody, but he was very supportive.
And you know what it comes down to? Because I've seen a lot of brands out there, Lavar, but it's the texture of their shirts, the material. Because you got your shirts that you can just give out, and then you got the shirts that, man, I don't want to take this thing out. Or, hey, where's that shirt? Wash it inside out because you want to make sure you take care of it. That
It doesn't
it's
get
good
faded
stuff.
or anything.
You mentioned Andy Reese Jr. What's your whole take on that? Andy Reese Jr., heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, I thought he was going to get murdered, but I didn't know anything on his background. But I'm just looking at these guys. I mean, of course, you can never tell a fighter how he looks, and I'm just looking at the height, the body build, and this. I'm
Looking
like,
at the
wow,
paper,
this
the
is
paper.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then they're talking about like a 25-1 odds.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, this guy's about to get murdered. I bought the fight, watched it, and I was like, woo.
What just happened?
Fast
Yeah.
hands. Yeah, he got sat down real quick. I was like, oh, see, yeah, so it's over with. Got up. He has heart and he has fast hands. And
Yeah, he does.
cardio and everything.
For
He
a,
just-
for a heavyweight, he has really fast hands. Really fast hands.
And he eats Snickers, man.
Where's your Snickers at, by the way?
We had him on the show.
We're heavyweights. We could eat whatever.
Hey, that's what he said. That's what he said. Lavar, he was on the show getting ready to have a fight, taking a fight. It was he fought in L.A. He took the fight. He came back on the show and he said, hey, they're looking for a heavyweight. Man, if you get this call, that'll be awesome. If you get this call. I said, you know what? Hey, let's make sure because you're going to get that call, watch.
Yeah,
he inboxed me. He said, Richard, I got to come on the show because I can't discuss it too much. But he came on the show and he said, I got the call. And I said, you were listening to the future heavyweight champion of the world. And he gave us a shout out, everything.
Yeah,
and
it was a real
cool.
deja vu
It was
moment.
very
Congratulations to Andy
It was
Reid.
very humble him. Being on the show. And he actually called that Wednesday when he was in New York. Right after the press conference,
Yeah,
and he
once
was
he
like
could-
maybe
once he
12
could
o'clock
talk
his
about
time. Yeah, and said, I'm fighting this Saturday, and the rest is history,
crazy.
man.
Yeah.
He said he was going to come to Fresno and get some ink at Red Wave.
Yeah, that's another
Rico.
sponsor, Rico.
Oh, you know what? Rico speaks highly of you, man.
Rico's done a lot of work for me, fixed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's done all my work for
He's
me.
going to do, we'll fix up a lot of stuff. I got a lot
Oh, and you know what? That's what he's good at, cover up and fixing stuff. That's his whole thing, man. No,
Yeah.
seriously, Rico's
No.
legit. And whenever I'll talk to, he goes, hey, have you had Lavar on the show yet? Or hey, have you spoke to Lavar? Whenever I'm getting some work in, he talks highly of you. And also you, and he also likes old school Cash.
Cash,
Brandon,
De
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's like I said, just like with Dennis, he's helped out the whole, our whole team, Buhawi.
Yeah.
We all got Buhawi tatted on us,
Yeah.
and he hooked us all up with that.
Speaking of
He's
Isaac,
cool
what's he
people,
up
man.
to these days?
Isaac is in Stockton. He's working at
Working the ports, right?
Yeah, working the
Yeah.
ports.
He's retired, huh?
He's
still
a
a-
family
is he a
man.
trainer?
But he's in good enough shape to go fight with anybody, though. He's still
Yeah.
young.
Yeah, but he still trains too, but he's just not active.
Great shape,
active.
man.
He makes good money doing what he does, and you're talking about $5,000 here and there.
That's
Come on,
see?
man.
That adds up.
And that's what the fuck is wrong with you promoters. No, you guys are missing out
Get
on
on, Cub.
such talent and such marketing and money and ticket sales.
See the passion right there?
That you're
Yeah.
you're lowballing these guys that are your bread and butter, your local valley guys that you want sellout shows, and you're bringing in guys that aren't going to give you sellout shows because you're getting them for fucking cheap.
Yeah.
You get what you pay for. You pay them the 10 grand plus that they're worth, they will sell your shows out.
Yep.
Like, you need to realize this. Have less guys on your card. Take some more of that budget and actually commit it to your guys that will take care of you and your brand.
I'm going to tell you something off camera because I don't want to say it on camera, but remind me to talk to him about what you just said. Okay? Okay, but I'm not going to do it on camera.
All right.
That's not cool.
Talk about the promoters lowballing people.
Well, something like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's just, that's what it is. It's because, but you look at these cards.
But it's smart. It's very smart on their end.
I wouldn't say it's smart because you're cramming.
No. I'm not talking
cards.
about that. What I tell you off camera is very smart. No, lowballing. No, that I mean, what kind of mess is that,
Well,
man?
they're lowballing because they're like, there's nothing left.
Even small promoters do that. I mean, they'll try to lowball you to freaking ring announce for $200, man.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then you got to wait on it.
I hear it's so expensive now to throw a show, like $70,000. You got to pay the commission. You got to rent the spot. You got to pay this.
You got to put them up in a room.
Insurance and all this. So I mean.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the same time they're doing that. But you look at the cards; they've got like 13, 14 fights on the card. Mm-hmm. You don't need that many.
No.
You can have an eight. You can have an 8-man fight card.
That's what the whole amateur thing was. Being able to have amateur on your card was to be able to get the local guys here to draw the crowd, and then you pay your guys, pay the big fighters.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's not happening that way. They're. I don't know what it is.
People don't want to sit through 14 fights. Man.
Yeah, they don't.
No,
that's the thing. They don't.
They don't.
They don't.
I was working for a promoter. He said, Richard, we have 12 fights. And then he kept saying, hey, 2 fell out. This fell out. We had 8. Great night. Everybody afterwards, they left. They still had time to go out to dinner, do whatever they want. They don't want to sit there over and over again. They lose that excitement because they actually get more like, come on, man. I mean, really?
Well, look at like Big Al. Remember, Big Al was supposed to be like the first or second fight that night, and there's nothing against Combate, but they moved him back because they saw how much following he had that night. They're like, man, if we have you fight 1 or 2, dude, they're all because
he sold a lot of tickets.
Yeah, he sold like 150.
So if he fights second,
he's from he trains out of Machado's.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly.
Yeah, I saw you talking to him at Combate.
Yeah. So they moved him. They moved him back to like the 8th fight because they knew that all those people would have to stay. And that's how you get sometimes if you get a name on the card. It's like if you put Lavar like the second fight, half that fucking arena's gone after the fight.
Yeah,
because they came to watch him fight.
Exactly.
So that's why you gotta have smaller cards.
And not only that, they get to buy beer and drink more, man.
And that's the thing too.
And buy gear.
Yeah.
You know what, Lavar? You can give somebody a free ticket. Give them the free ticket. They're going to buy $50 worth of drinks, especially if they bring a buddy. They're going to buy 2 shirts. They're going to buy hats. Before they leave, they're going to spend more than the value of that ticket.
Dude, I learned that in the casino industry. Some people want to run events at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, a large tournament's going to run 8 to 10 hours. You get around the 6 to 8 hour mark and play because tournaments are supposed to feed into your live games. Well, after around like the 5 to 6 hour mark, they've been playing so long that it's late at night now. They don't want to play live anymore. That's why a lot of your big dog tournaments, a lot of your WSOP, your Commerce, Thunder Valley, your larger events, they all start at like 11 o'clock in the morning, noon. And they've got like 3 or 4 hours of registration because they know that those games are going to get fed all day. And by the time you get to the late end of it, who cares? Your games are already built for the day. They can bust out, go home. They can bust out or play. Who gives a shit? That target zone time is what you're shooting for.
Exactly.
So you start at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Fucking things going until like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Capitalize on that small window that you have. When you have that window of opportunity, capitalize. That's why right now, and like Var said, I'm not waiting. I don't blame him. Right now is the time to happen. He doesn't need to be sitting back on a rocking chair saying, "Oh, Bada got called out or freaking dominated that." I think actually bare knuckle was made up just for you, man, because that's you.
Someone who
prefers to stand up and bang and let it happen.
Like I said, if it happens, it happens. I'm ready to go. I'm all for it. If it don't, oh well. I got other youngsters that I'm trying to help
and get ready.
Push them to the sport.
So I was going to ask you that. So what do you want to do after this? You talked about it before about getting your own gym.
Yeah, I want to manage, train people, and like I said, just help them, show them the way. I was helped out, and it was rough at first. There was no place you could go to, like, oh, I want to do mixed martial arts. Back then when we did it, you know, it wasn't as popular. It wasn't like, oh, it's cool, I'm a mixed martial artist. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Especially him. He fought like maybe 4 or 5 years before me.
Yeah, I think I made like $250 my first fight. I didn't even know I was getting paid. And they asked me, they're like,
You didn't even know you were going to fight. They just
I
show
got a
up.
big ass trophy. Yeah, dude, no shit. That happened. Reed Harris walked into PMA. I wasn't even gonna fight. I was just training, and he walked in and said, "Hey, can I talk to Cole? I had some flyers for him." I was like, "Well, I'm Cole." I was teaching class. Like, I'm Cole, and he goes, "Oh, so are you still good to go next week?" And I was like, "Huh?" Fucking Matt back in the day. Matt just signed me up for a fight because he didn't want me to get like psyched out.
Yeah.
So he's like, "I just signed you up because I thought you were ready, and we're just gonna do it." And I was like, "Cool."
Yeah, Matt Smith. That's another good name. He's done a lot for the community.
He really has, and I just recently reconnected with him.
That's good.
I was when me and Pop left the PMA back then. When I went to the UFC, we had a falling out, and I walked away. And I shut that door. Like, I completely shut the door. I locked it. I threw the key into the fucking field and just let it burn. And I regret so much of that. Once I saw him again, dude, I was just like, and I don't train a lot now, but it's just that I regretted leaving that door shut for so long.
You're not even going to train for Ren?
Huh?
Have you talked to Ren?
Not recently. Last we talked, he wasn't happy with me.
Oh, really? Well, okay. Well, let's line up Lavar and Ren. Have Ren come meet Lavar.
If you want to see a man killed live in ring, let's go ahead and set that fight up, because that fight will end very quickly, very violently.
Non-violent.
But Matt's, Matt's good people. He took care of a lot of people. He got as involved as he could in that sport to give everybody an opportunity to do what they wanted to do, and provided a place.
Well, there's
for them
always
to do
that
it.
pioneer. There's always someone that paves the way, takes the bumps and the lumps for everybody else, just to connect from A to B.
And you do.
Yeah.
You have to.
If you win the lotto, what are you going to name your gym if you put a gym together?
Win the lotto. I don't need the lotto for the gym.
Well, I'm just saying right now, instead of just...
Make it happen.
What
I mean, you know
name
what
do you
I'm
put on
talking
it?
about.
Yeah.
No,
It's not that far off.
what would you name the gym?
I don't know. I like the Agogi, from 300. When they took the kids and started training them. The Agogi. That's what I would probably
Yeah?
name it.
It's not bad.
Hey, you heard
I
it
like
on the
that.
fighter's voice, man. Be looking for that gym.
Yeah, but it doesn't
And
matter.
management team, right? You're going to have a management team, PR,
I have to
everything?
do all that, Like I said, I just want to help these guys, and there's a lot of
pitfalls, a lot of ways to get
there's
taken
a lot
advantage of.
at-risk kids and stuff, that need just an outlet, whether they go to fight pro or not. This is a good way just to blow off a lot of steam and give
I'm
them
bringing
to
to
be
the high school, man.
a part of something. That's why kids join gangs and stuff and all that stuff. They want to be a part of something, and I want to have my gym like a family and be able to help everybody out. This is a place you could come and be safe and be a man and or a woman and get physical and have fun.
Speaking of women, Bellator just picked up
Cyborg,
Cyborg,
yeah.
and which is like they made this big thing about it.
Did you
I
see
was
that
like,
coming?
Well, yeah. Like, two things were going to happen. Either she was going to retire, or Bellator was just going to pick her
As a
up.
fan, I'm kind of upset because I wanted to
was
see
she
the
gonna
rematch.
retire?
Well, because what I'm saying is either
UFC let her go, or
UFC,
why?
yeah.
For what? How do you let Cyborg go?
all I can say is
I wanted to see the rematch.
Dana White happened.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, they butted heads on several issues. She made something
No,
about a
Amanda
video
Nunes,
that
man. I wanted to see the rematch.
I-
Was
a
that
lot of
was
people
that
did
a
too.
fluke, or did it really happen?
Amanda Nunez
Got
is a
that
beast.
overhand right.
That's
She
what I'm
is.
saying.
Yes,
But
yes.
I think when you're a headhunter, like both of them,
Yeah.
that's the risk you take. Kill or be killed, and you just get caught.
Yeah.
I think Cyborg would have won. I think in a rematch, Cyborg would.
I want to see that, man.
And now I guess we're going to see Julia Budd.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, we're gonna see that instead. But they picked her up, but it wasn't that surprising. The news wasn't like it was cool to see that they finally did it. But you got to know that the second she was legally out of that contract with them, that day they probably signed her and just didn't announce it yet because it's.
So she'll be there Saturday in San Jose.
Yeah, that's what they're probably gonna make a big deal out of that, and that'll be a big one too.
Are you going up there, LeVar?
Well, no, I'm not. But that's going to be a good fight, Bader versus Congo.
Yeah. Man, after Bader's performance in the tournament, I
Man,
got to
bro.
go with Bader on that one. Like
Man.
I think he's a little more
No,
technical.
he's been on a streak.
But Congo is a real heavyweight. Bader's not a real heavyweight, and he's
true.
a veteran. So he's going to be able to wrestle. He's going to be able to do. I got Congo on this one, not just because he won my last fight, but
Well, no,
I got
he's
Bader
real
early,
but I get what
Congo
you're
late.
saying. And like I said, the only reason I'm really even picking Bader is just based on his performance in that tournament.
It
he
he
seems like he
reinvented
changed
himself.
some things. Yeah,
he
changed some
reinvented
things.
himself, man. I mean, I think this is the weight for him. Honestly, I have Bader early or Congo late.
Okay, that's a safe.
No,
that's a-
well,
that's a
it
safe-
is what it is.
That's a safe. I think Bader will win, but if he doesn't, Congo definitely. No, but I get what you're saying. Bader will either finish it off early because that's where it's safest for him. It really is safest for him to try to get that fight over early because, like you said, the longer that fight goes, like Lavar said, Congo's experience and his wrestling background is going to catch up in that fight.
Yeah.
Like that's going to be where Congo, after like round 2, Congo's going to have the advantage.
Well, you can't sleep on a veteran.
You can't. It's dangerous.
You can't.
I mean, you're asking for trouble. But I'm with you guys on that one. I'm going to go with Bader on that one. But like I said, if it does go into deeper rounds, I could be behind that with Congo winning that one later. And probably by a finish. Not a decision, but it would be a late finish is how I could see. Because Bader could get tired. And, I mean, I know he's changed himself a little. But like I said, that window to finish that fight is going to be early for Bader.
You had him hurt in that first round, man.
Yeah, I did.
You did.
I was chasing him around. He didn't want to fight back. I didn't think he wanted to smoke. But at the end of the day, I think I broke my hand on one of the first shots, too. I broke my thumb.
I remember that day. I'm driving back from Merced, just did a show, re-announcing a show in Merced. As I'm driving, right, we're parking, and Mark Davis was with me. And he said, no, bro, don't drop me off. Let's go straight to your house because Lavar's fighting. So there was some, like, groceries we needed to take off. We just went in there. You guys were already going at it because I had the TV on, had it recording. We're just watching it right there. Groceries are still in there. My wife said, hey, you going to get these or what? I said, hold on, man. We're just right there. Hit him, get him. And you had him hurt, man.
Yeah.
You had him in that first round. And we still talk about that.
That's the fight game,
Yeah.
And the mat, I don't know.
I was just talking to Mark today about it. Mark Davis. He told me to tell you what's up, by the way.
Oh, that's my boy right there. I grew up with him. He played Little League Baseball with my brother growing up. you
Okay.
know, and he was a really good ball player.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
How about this weekend's UFC? What are your thoughts on that? It's kind of it's not a weak card, but it's not a real stat card. All the attention's on Nurmagomedov. All the attention's on Khabib on that one. Him and Poirier. That's all that fight's going to be about.
I love Poirier. I think he's a great fighter.
If anyone's got a chance
he's
to
well-rounded.
beat
Yeah,
Khabib
I'm
right
like-
now,
Cub Swanson's really another really good one up there.
he's a veteran too. I haven't seen him fight since he fought Ortega in
Fresno.
Fresno. Has he fought since then? Swanson, yeah.
No, I don't know.
I don't think he has. Somebody.
I like to
check on
see
that.
him in bare knuckle. He has good stand-up, man.
Yeah, Swanson.
He could do it all.
No, yeah, he
He could
does.
do it all. But Khabib ain't no joke, man. That guy, his wrestling, he's just strong.
He breaks you
dude.
down. He just wears on you after a while. And then
Yeah.
once he wears on you, he's still strong because that wrestling gas tank just goes. And then once you're tired from his wrestling, then
He
he
got
just starts
decent
pummeling
pop,
on
too.
you.
He got
Yeah.
hands too.
Yeah.
He's a champ for a reason.
JC Law wants somebody to tell you what's up, man.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, the card that I was going to be on, he's on the card.
Oh,
He's in the
okay.
bare knuckle thing.
Okay. Yeah, the king is back.
So
That's
good
what
luck.
I-
Good,
Yeah,
good luck.
honest,
Good luck,
yeah.
JC.
Yeah.
JC, dude, he's a real
wish I could've
self-promoter
been on-
too,
yeah.
man.
You know what? He is a promoter's dream. I mean, because you just sign him up, he does the rest. He does the rest. I mean, he's an entrepreneur. I mean, he does everything. Writes, produce, acting, music,
Right?
teaches.
Yeah.
And
Now
he's
he's
real
got a gym.
obligated, passionate about his class, his kids. He said, because he was going to come on a podcast, he said, I like to be in studio, but I'm teaching class and these kids depend on me. And hey, enough said, man.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No,
Good dude.
You gotta
priorities.
respect that. No, big time.
Priorities.
Big time. He's doing really
But
well, too.
I'm gonna have to go with Khabib on that one for Saturday. I think Khabib will end up winning the decision.
I don't
to
see
be honest.
anybody
Well,
going against
Poirier.
him.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
By
go.
finish
I
or
like that.
decision?
I think by finish. I think
Think a finish?
by
Ooh.
knockout.
I got Khabib by decision on this one.
Okay.
Something just tells
There
me
it
that
is
he's going
right
to try to
there.
drag him into deep water.
Nothing against the AKA guys. I'm just saying.
But no, yeah.
I don't like to go against the grain, but
But Poirier has
I like
been
Poirier.
on Poirier has been on a tear. I mean, look what he did to Holloway. Just
Yeah.
destroyed him, dude.
Yeah.
So I just don't know, man. Khabib just seems like he'll really try to avoid the engagements, try to force him to avoid the takedown, try to burn through his gas tank. Because we've seen Poirier get tired.
You think it's going to make it in the championship rounds, fourth and fifth?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
both, they're not
And
gonna-
that's where
unless we
Khabib's
get lucky.
that's where Khabib's dangerous. Those late rounds, that wrestling gas tank, it goes, and by the round 3, you've kind of started to burn through that gas tank, but you still have something now. And I've seen Poirier get tired several times, and his technique starts to really really
he does get tired, but he just knows how to just catch you at the end of his punches. He's underneath them, and he just lets him go.
He does catch you at the end of that whip. That's one of the things that really leads to a good striker is you get those guys that they're punching and their elbow and their shoulder aren't even fully extended yet. He's mastered his range is what he's done. He knows his range regardless of who he's fighting. He knows how far he can hit you before you even throw in a punch. And that's where his advantage is going to be. So, yeah, if he does do it, it will be in the early rounds. I think he'll probably try to test his chin early and just see what he can get away with and how Khabib reacts to it. Will Khabib shoot right away? Will he trade with him? Oh,
yeah, he's not going to trade with him. He's going to shoot, just like he did on Conor.
I don't know. Khabib, I think he's a beast.
I think so. I mean, I don't think it's hard to see him get beat.
It is. You know, it was hard to see Jones getting beat, too, and then we all saw him look like a human being in his last fight, too.
John Jones?
When what's-his-face blew his knee
took him
out.
The distance,
I mean,
I think he's going the old GSP route and just going to start trying to just
try
win.
not to lose.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, that's dangerous. If that dude didn't blow his knee out, Jones would have had a hard time playing that round of don't lose.
That's just crazy how he kept fighting with a blown out knee.
Right, and you could just see his knee buckle every time he would throw a kick or try to switch angles. It just tells you how good that guy can be.
He wanted to make good on this opportunity, man. He wanted to give it his all.
Oh, and he did. He did, and he made Jones look human. Like, that guy looks beatable now.
Speaking of looking human, man, there's something I do want to say because I want to say it for the record. Today they had the official face-off with Andy Reese Jr. and Joshua. I got to give this first round to Joshua. Yeah. I saw something in Andy Reese I didn't care for.
Yeah.
As opposed to like.
Dude, don't say
I hope I'm
loud,
wrong.
Man.
I hope what? No, I'm pulling for Reese, but Joshua won this first round of the stare down. Yeah. Definitely. I always look for something, and
it's not WWE. They're fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's not who can talk the most shit.
Exactly. I don't know if it's because you're holding the belts now and you're the champion, but I have to give this first round right now to Joshua. Just to let you know, and just for the record, boxing fans will be going on crazy right now, especially all the Mexicanos. Come on, bro, let's keep it real, man. I'm just as brown as you are too,
Anthony,
bro. But what I see, I know what I know.
He does look a little slimmer, Reese, this time. Like, I've seen some pictures and stuff. Yeah. He looks like he's slimmed down a little bit, which to me tells me that he's committed more to this fight.
He is not going to freaking slug with Reese. He is not. No. He's going to try to outbox him and give him a boxing lesson.
He knows his hands are faster.
Reese's best chance is, you can only try to cut the ring off for so long as a heavyweight, is to get engaged, get in that pocket and trade. Mm-hmm. Even if you got to expose yourself because he has fast hands inside, Joshua's going to try to outbox him. That's what I think is going to happen.
And that's smart because his hands are faster. He has that advantage.
Hey, man, if you got knocked out and went down 3 times, Cole, we're not going to trade with this guy. We're going to give him a boxing lesson, soften him up to the body, get him in deep waters, and then we'll try to see where he's at.
Drag him into that water.
They both experienced each other's powers, so there's definitely going to be some caution there.
You're going to see a little gun shyness maybe for the first 4 or 5 rounds.
I think so. A little feeling out each other,
See who's really ready to pull that trigger and risk getting knocked.
I see that, and that's where I think you're going to go wrong. I think as a heavyweight, a lot of these guys need to just get in there.
Gate.
Like you said, the human body could only take so much
punishment
before it shuts down.
Man.
And you know about that magic window in the beginning of a fight where
that's
when
you're strongest.
Yeah.
So why wait till fucking third, fourth round
when he's got confidence, he knows his range
to start throwing.
The game plan's implemented.
Nah.
Yeah, right out the gate, dude. Boom.
That's why Tyson was so vicious, man. He come out fresh, strong, and just put it on you.
What's the worst that happens? You lose.
Yeah, you get knocked out,
or you win. I mean, it's
not that bad, I guess.
It's really that's it. But so the fans know, so the promoters know. Since you're managing yourself right now, you're the man to call. How do they get a hold of you? You have an Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, I got Instagram, Facebook. Lavar Big Johnson on Instagram. Lavar Johnson on Facebook.
Cool. Remember that, guys. That's who the man to get a hold of is Lavar on this one. There's no manager to deal with. You call him direct if you want him on your card. It's that
Don't
simple.
call me if you're talking about $5,000.
Yeah, don't. It better have at least 2 digits in the front and 3 in the back.
Right here. Hey, KP, do you got that move where he's just choking out his dog? Lavar? Dude, that's a big freaking dog right there, man. Look at that.
That's my girlfriend's dog.
No, I went to your place, and that was a horse, man. I mean, it was a big dog.
And you know what the thing is? He's a runt. He's a Crescent Canario, and he was the runt. His dad is twice his size.
Man.
Damn. You feed
that's
him other dogs?
That's a big dog, bro.
It's a big dog.
That is a big dog.
You know what's funny is how big he looks with Lavar holding him because Lavar is just a big, just
Well,
mass,
I mean,
too.
he wouldn't tap out, man. Lavar had his ass.
Well, hell, remember Hoff in Mountain View used to roll around with his dog in the gym and everything, and that dog would come at him and stuff, dude. There's a couple times where you see Hoist kind of Hoff, I don't want to know, I don't want to.
I don't want to push the envelope.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, the dog will roll around, dude. They're fun. You have fun with your dogs,
They'll
man.
bite you too, man.
Build that bond and stuff.
That's right. You got to
It'll
know
be
your
good.
boundaries.
So remember, 2 digits in the front,
Yes.
3 digits in the back. At least come with a sense that you're respecting what you're buying.
And
is
I'm
all I
going to
can
knock
tell
somebody out or get knocked out.
Yeah, we're not looking for decisions,
that,
guys.
man.
This is not
Me or him,
a
right.
decision-looking fighter. This is looking for a win or a loss by knockout. That's it. He puts himself out there. He's not going to risk. Oh, maybe I don't want to do that because I might win the fight. Well, you might lose doing that too.
Yeah.
I'd rather try to knock you out and test your chin because you're going to have to do the same to beat me. And there's only going to be one guy like that in the ring. The other guy's not going to be
Look
it.
for the phone call to come. Trust me. Look for the phone call to come.
We,
Trust me.
humbleness
It
be
is.
damned,
It
but
is,
we
yeah.
have that record of
Well, I
looking
hope
for
so.
fights and people get the call.
I'll share a story real quick. People have come on the show. They get promoted. Of course, we knew Lee Samuels was going to the Hall of Fame anyways, but it was official after he came on there, and that he was on here. This was walk-in traffic. Lee Samuels from Top Rank Boxing. Christina Potter, she was an commentator, but now she got promoted. Even she calls the fights. She is this just running, just booming. My whole thing is this, and I was driving down to L.A. I was coming back from L.A., and I said this. I was like, man, everybody's blasting, man. I mean, where's mine at? Right, I said it to myself because you get in those selfish moods. I got quickened right off the bat. Boom! I felt Jesus in my stomach. Said, "What are you talking about? 2 days ago, you were sitting next to the senator. I gave you the desire of your heart." When I interviewed Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah.
and I said it, KP. It didn't even hit me until I was driving home. Like the magnitude of it, because I didn't let it. And before the interview, you have people from ABC, Fox, and I'm trying to think. Okay, what am I going to ask this dude? What am I going to ask this dude? Boom. And Sean goes, all right, Rich, you're next. So we're no time to think or anything, like in baseball, bang,
On
bang,
the fly.
play. That was it. That was the best thing, because if you think too much, you're gonna jack it up.
You second guess yourself.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I say that because people that come on the show, LeVar, this show is blessed.
Yeah.
It really is. This show, I mean, one day people know the story. It was put together for a certain reason to give everybody a platform and to be heard. And you were heard tonight, my man. And that call's gonna come. Watch.
So Cubs. I got my oracle on the fly here. Cubs fought 3 times since Ortega. His next fight's
Ooh, there
actually
you go.
against Kron Gracie. That's going to be an interesting fight. Kron's a good fight for Cub because
he brings it.
He'll fight him both. It's the advantage of Cub because Cub's safe on the ground comfortably. He knows where he sits on the ground, but his advantage, I think, in that fight will be the striking. I don't think Kron's as much of a striker as Cub's willing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I think his advantage is there.
I want to know, did Honeycutt win? Because we're not the same time, are we?
Yeah,
Right now.
no.
Well, we're definitely different state stones. I'll have to look into that and find out.
But on a Wednesday, huh? I thought it was Thursday.
I would imagine it's got to be on a casino property then, and that's
Yeah.
where you maximize
Yeah.
foot traffic on your slower days. Remember, most casinos are destination places. Like, you have to have a reason to go there.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Uh-huh.
here we go.
Let's get this man a job too.
Here we go. No. Here we go. Good thing you cut me off. Okay. Good thing you cut me off because I was gonna go over the top on that. Hey, hell with it. It's real. It's real. It is what it is. It is what it is. I am who I say I am. At the end of the day, don't take anything fucking personal. I am who I am. I say who I am. I speak my mind. If you get offended, maybe I'm talking about you. Maybe I'm not. Either way, hey, it's a show. Enjoy it. Be entertained. Don't ever take it personal.
Will someone get butthurt?
I just don't take. I don't even want to read it. But I don't take it personal. This big freaking monster's a Philadelphia fan.
No.
And no. Okay, no.
You better not.
No,
You better not get offended.
But what I did, it's
Clear this up.
But
quick.
but you know who he goes after the most, really, is Cowboy fans. All his posts all the time, he's putting down freaking Cowboy fans.
Listen. I've been a Eagles fan since 1990.
God damn.
The whole 90s was all about the Cowboys. So you know where my pain comes from.
Yeah,
All
you
right?
guys are good.
You understand?
You guys, I mean,
Team of the 90s.
They've
Cowboys.
closed. They've
work.
closed the gap. They're dangerous. They're dangerous in the playoffs.
We have some good
They are
games this year.
dangerous.
We
yeah,
are.
yeah. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be.
I'm ready.
I'm excited.
So, real quick though, we talked about your sponsors before. You've got Chin Check. You've got
Red
who-
Wave.
Red Wave.
We got West Coast Off-Road and Exhaust.
Okay.
My boy Steve Johnson. He's always hooking me up. Can't really think of too many right now. You know, like I said, Dethrone's been there for me for a lot. You know, those guys, they really looked out. Valley Nutrition, Albert over there at Valley Nutrition has always looked out for me.
Halo, you're at Halo.
Halo, absolutely. You know, the Fighter's Voice.
So what days
right,
what
baby.
days are you training over at
Man,
Halo?
you're going
Say
to
for
interrupt this dude when he's giving us a blast right now?
when they want to come roll with you. How do they come find you over at Halo? What days are you training over there?
I haven't went yet.
What?
Yeah, I only went like one
Okay.
time.
Were you
I was
just
there.
taking pretty pictures
Wait,
with
wait,
the
wait,
camera? or what, man?
hey, now his phone's going to blow up. Watch, now his phone's going to blow up. They're going to call him right now. Where you at?
Yeah, I was
Where are
supposed
you
to
at?
be there.
Where you at?
Yeah, but, but like I said, I was getting ready for the whole bare knuckle boxing thing, so that's what was
That's-
on my mind.
yeah,
So
your
I was like,
focus is
okay,
striking
put
at that
my
point.
energy over there. So now, you know, if
I bet the geese still smells fresh then.
hell, it's brand new.
Still got the creases in it.
Put some downy in it, man. Shit's all stiff,
At least
huh?
I got a Halloween costume.
There you go.
Worst comes to worst.
There you go.
Nice, but that's good. I'm actually really jazzed about seeing that you rounding out your game at a place like that and
Yeah.
really adding to the arsenal. But like I said, bare knuckle. I mean, it's the direction you were going. But with things like Combate coming back in November, it's a good opportunity.
I'm
to see-
excited about the second chapter in your career. I really
Yeah.
am. I really am, man.
Looking forward to it, man. It's a chapter that I think you are going to have a lot more success than I think you're willing to let yourself see yet.
No, I see. The game's changed, man. These guys are not fighting. They're not taking risks. It's more like looking like. I'm not trying to hate on nobody or nothing like that, take anything away from me. But it's more looking like amateurs.
Paycheckers.
They'll stay back. They play your game safe. They'll kick without throwing punches to set it up and just try to keep their. And it's either stay way on the outside or we're gonna go take it to the ground.
And that's why I think you will have the advantage, because you don't have that concern or fear or restriction on yourself. You're just like, I came to bang.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
and that's what the fans like, and that's what I do. I fight the way I'm a fan of the sport first and foremost. So if I'm going to watch myself fight, this is what I want to see. I do not want to see two big guys rolling around. I do not want to see two little guys tapping and staying away from each other. You know, I want to see some action.
You don't want to see a tag match.
I want to see let's go.
And that's
Yeah,
happened.
that's the
You see
mentality you need.
that mentality of, I don't have to beat you, I just have to not lose, has started to really bleed over across the board in the sport.
And that's probably another reason why these guys ain't getting paid, because you're not
Numbers.
You got to put people to sleep. People like violence.
People love the knockout,
They
man.
want
They like
entertainment.
it.
Yeah,
Plain and
they
simple.
want it. It's a
People
violent
want the
sport.
knockout.
Go to sleep. Boom.
It's a violent sport.
But
Give
it's
it to 'em.
it's the proper place to do it.
Yeah,
So
it is.
Exactly.
It is a perfect outlet
this is what it's
for that
supposed to
energy.
be. Yep.
See, man, we got to get you at some places like I work in expulsion school. We got to get you at some places so you can deliver that message.
Yeah,
Like,
I
there's,
Exactly.
there's a time and a place for those emotions and those feelings and that
Yep.
energy.
Exactly. Hey, and that's it. It is what it is. That's great PR. Mm-hmm.
It really is.
because you don't have to do it, but you choose to
No,
do
I've
it.
done it before, but all you guys hear is about the bad things. You know, I've been in the United Way Shape Up program. I went to elementary schools and spoke. I went to high schools and spoke. You know, I've been around to the expulsion schools. I went out there, brought my belt around, and talked to the kids. Actually, what is his name? One of the kids I went like a few years. It was back in the days, and then he ended up being a teammate of mine.
No, nice.
Yeah, so
Good.
Oh, wow.
yeah, Rudy. So that was cool. But
Him-
it was crazy
Yeah.
for him being in there, and then a few years later, he's
Cruz?
training with them. No, not Rudy Cruz. What was Rudy's last name? He ended up going to the military after, but he told me, he's like, man, I was a fat kid, and I was getting in trouble, and you came and you talked to me at the school, and he's like, that's what I wanted to do, and I changed my diet, and I started working out, and then I started coming to the gym, and now I'm like, dang, well,
Nice.
now here we are.
You were the catalyst for that. That's
So-
cool.
so
See,
that was
You
cool.
You reached that. You reached that. Anything, Cole?
just the UFC picks. Like I said, I'm going with. I'm just going to talk about the top two. Like I said, I've got.
So you're going
Khabib.
to post something Friday, right?
Yeah, I'll post a little more in depth on the fights Friday or Saturday afternoon
Okay.
before the fights. But right now, it's just the Khabib fight and the Barboza. I'm going.
So
with
they'll be
Barboza.
looking for that on the Fighter's Voice channel.
Yeah, check that out,
Facebook.
guys.
Oh, and he
I'll-
got the
I'll
channel
have those
back.
details.
Some dude freaking hacked me today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I posted him though, so
Yeah?
stay away from him.
Was it
But anyways.
some dude from Nigeria trying to sell you land or what?
Exactly, man. Exactly.
They pull
Freaking
that
dirty.
off, dude. I saw some article.
Dirty.
Some dude sold.
That's why I was late
nation, like an
posting some
airport,
stuff, man.
Like a whole airport that didn't exist.
Yeah.
He sold it to a government and they paid him for it, and the fucking airport didn't even exist. So the scammers are out there, man. You know you're popular when you're getting hacked.
So he had my password, which it's not the password anymore, the brown Superman, but it was.
Nice.
No, man, but yeah.
I'm looking forward to the shirts, man. Big old silver S on it.
Boom.
I'm telling you, man.
We had them before. It's funny because, like I said, about Pat, bringing them up again, my boy, I fought in New Jersey, and he showed up with a old school 2006 Black Superman shirt.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, bro.
That's
just
what I'm talking about.
That just works perfect for you, man. Big ass on the chest, bro. That's just all there is
That's
to
right,
it, man.
for the second chapter, man.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
picks will be in
Absolutely.
Saturday before the fights. I'll give a breakdown of a couple of the
Good.
main card fights just to look. I got to look and research them a
Good,
little
good,
more.
good,
But I'm going with
good.
Barboza and Khabib right now. Those
Okay.
are my first two main picks.
Good. Hey, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. We want to thank our guest, Big Lavar Johnson, and he's going to be dropping some big news soon because we call things as if they're not as if they are on this show. So we're not prophets, man. We just have faith, and we know that everybody that comes on this show is blessed because this show is blessed. And I want to say, next week in studio, we're probably either going to have, I'm not too sure yet, Isidro Ochoa, who's going to be fighting on the undercard of Tyson Fury in Las Vegas, Nevada, MGM Grand. He's from Fresno, California, as well as Gabriel Flores Jr. He calls himself the youngest ever, and he was the youngest ever, the first youngest ever to be signed by Top Rank Boxing. So also a phone call interview by Sean Gibbons, who is the matchmaker and right-hand man for Manny Pacquiao. The list goes on. And we got some other big names. Sean Porter's going to be making a phone call here in the Fighter's Voice studio. I wish he would come in the studio, but I understand LA's a far place to travel. But hey, we'll take the phone call anyways. Hey,
And Frank. We're going to have
yes, Frank Trigg,
UFC ref and stuntman
you know what?
superior.
I'm looking forward to that, man, because I've always wanted to have. We need to have a series of refs and get their take on it, and not just one and then kill it. No, just go a whole month, maybe two months of referees.
I'll have to try to put a contact into Herb. So
Please
we can
do.
get Herb
Please
on,
do.
too.
Yeah, exactly. Even Mark Lowry. I've been talking to him too. I mean, he sees some action. He
It's
has
just
some
because the
stories to
sports
tell.
and the rules and like how they gauge it now.
I don't want them. They're not exempt from being on here. I want them on there. I want them the opportunity. Even
of the
some
sport.
judges. Yeah, exactly. We had Joe Cortez. Remember? He wouldn't let you talk. He kept talking over you, man. But no, we had him on the show. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to The Fighter's Voice. www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. I'm always thinking of The Fighter's Voice. Hey, as always, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. It's a wrap. Fresno, California. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember.
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole Escovedo, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.